It took millions of years for human development, but humans made robots in just a few decades. And in the coming few decades we will be able to give robots brains and thinking like humans. If man is created by God, then man has created robots, which will prove to be better than humans. Now the question is, can man ever become God or equal God? This question is huge, but the answer is also going to be very overwhelming. Watch the video till the end, only then you will know the real truth. We will try to know the answer to this question not according to religion and science, but from our minds. What is God? It can have two answers. If this world is made on its own, then God only controls this world, and if God has created this world, then God is its creator and he also controls it. Because there can be two possibilities of the world coming into existence, either this world is made on its own or someone has created it. If this world is made on its own and there is a God, then it means that God did not create this universe, but God only controls it. If this is true, then God has made some rules to run this universe and the whole world runs by these laws and we call them the laws of nature. Now the question is, can human beings ever be equal to God, that we too can create planets, stars, or the entire galaxies? You might be wondering how we humans can create planets and stars? Is it really possible? Let's try to know. If you think that all the things in this universe have been created in one go, then you are absolutely wrong. Everything we see in our universe has taken billions of years to come into existence. A lot of things are still being created in this universe today. With the help of Hubble telescopes, we have seen many planets and stars being born in many nebulae. This proves that planets and stars are also born and end. The birth and death of planets and stars take place according to the laws of nature. Now we have come to understand that the planets and stars are born not because of any magic or miracle but on the basis of the laws of nature. Now the question is, can humans ever create them by understanding the laws of nature and understanding the process of planetary formation? Answer is yes, practically we can do that, and in many ways we have shown it by doing that. When humans came into existence on this earth, these trees, animals, mountains, rivers were all present. Earlier we didn't know the real reasons for all these things to happen, so we used to think all these things were created by God for us. Like we used to think earlier that children are God's gift and we cannot have children of our own will. But when we found out the real reasons for having children, we started having children in many scientific ways. People who could not become parents due to some physical deficiencies. We have also been able to provide the happiness of parents in scientific ways to such people. Similarly, we used to think that trees and plants grow on their own. Later, we found out the real reason for growing trees and plants, and we started growing trees and plants by our own will. All these achievements of human beings are nothing but humans have done something which no one had even expected. First we got to know how the sun was formed and how it works. After that, the Chinese scientists created an artificial sun. Although this artificial sun wasn't as big as our real sun, but this artificial sun works just like our real sun. Surprisingly, the temperature of the core of this artificial sun is 5 to 6 times higher than that of our real sun. In other words, it is even more powerful than our real sun. In the same way, first we detected the natural elements present on Earth and then we created many artificial elements. All these things show that if we find out the process of making anything that exists in this universe, we can create it. Another biggest example of this is the cloning technique, by which we can make an exact copy of a human being. This shows that even if today's science is not so advanced, in the future we will be able to clone everything in the universe, whether it is the planets, stars, or the whole solar system. We have been able to make the artificial sun on a very small level, but in the future we will be able to make such a large artificial sun as our real sun. Even if that's my big claim, but so far we humans have proved that if we understand the process of becoming anything well, we can create things like it. Now let's assume that the God created this universe and there are some rules to run this universe which we call the laws of nature. If this is true, then in many ways humans have equaled God. How this world came into existence is still a matter of research, but does this world run by God's will? Let's try to find out first. If this world runs on God's will, it means that God can do whatever He wants. As God thinks, a planet or star must be formed, or life on a planet should start immediately. If this happens, then this world is run by God's will and not by any system. But let me tell you that this world is run by the laws of nature, and no one can break these rules even if they want. All the planets and stars in this universe have been formed by the same process. And they will also end with the same procedure. Just as we humans are born, live our lives, and die when we grow old, in the same way, all things in the universe are formed and they also end. The age of the stars is about 10 to 11 billion years. The age of our sun is about 4.5 billion years. Today, our scientists can tell how the Earth, the Sun, and our solar system will end. Not only our sun, but scientists can tell how any star in this universe will end. How a star will end depends on its size. The big stars turn into black holes and the smaller stars turn into neutron stars. Planets and stars are formed from a long process, and these will also end in a very long time. That is, the beginning or end of anything present in this universe does not happen suddenly. This shows that our universe is not run by anyone's will but by certain laws. Now the question is, who created these laws of nature? Who controls them, and can these laws be changed? Just as all the things that exist in this universe have been created, along with them the laws of nature have also been created. If I were to ask who created Earth, the answer would be no one. Because with the help of the Hubble Space Telescope, we have come to know that all stars are built in nurseries of the universe, and these are called nebulae. The Hubble telescope has shown us how the stars formed billions of years ago. Our scientists have launched the James Webb Space Telescope, a telescope that is many times more powerful than the Hubble telescope. With the help of this telescope, we will be able to know more deeply how the early universe was formed. This proves that all the planets and stars have been created on their own. In the same way, laws of nature have also been created on its own. If we make a planet like Earth in which everything will be like Earth, so every law of our Earth will apply to that Earth as well. That is, when something is made, some rules for it are also made on its own. Our scientists have learned a lot about how planets and stars were formed. But we are still trying to find out how this universe started. The answer may come from the James Webb Space Telescope. Or could it take some more time? But one thing is for sure, the way we have learned about this universe in the last few decades, and looking at the pace that science has gained momentum, it seems that we will know the answer to this question very soon. If we can repeat the Big Bang-like incident again, we will find the formula that made our universe. If this happens, today we are able to create artificial sun. In the same way we will also create an artificial universe for one. To those who think we can't do it, I want to tell them what we've done so far. First we figured out that everything is made of atoms, and then we have figured out which things are made of which types of items. Just as water is made up of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. Today we can make water in a lot of scientific ways. Today we have been able to create things that were not there on this earth before. Today we have created robots that look and work like humans. With the help of artificial intelligence, our scientists are also giving these robots the ability to think and understand. A few decades later robots will also have a human-like mind. It took millions of years to develop humans, but we made robots in just a few decades. The robots of the future will be even more advanced than humans. This shows that human beings can move much faster than nature. The time to come will be of artificial intelligence and quantum computers, with the help of which we will be able to do what we cannot even think of in our dreams today. So far we have known that if we humans understand the process of becoming anything well, we can create it. And at the same time, we can also create things that do not exist in this world. Thus we can say that if this world has been created by God, then we too can create many things like God. That is, man has equaled God in many respects, and in some things we have even surpassed God. Earlier, Animals and birds were born on their own, but today we are creating them. Whether this world is created by God or made by itself, but one day, human will be able to create another world. We will be able to copy all the things that exist in this world, but we will also make things that do not exist in this world. But the biggest problem yet is that so far all the things we have created on Earth have been made from material that is already in existence. Until we have not been able to make even one atom, just changing their form. We have not yet been able to know how such a big world came into existence from nothing. The day we will know how everything made out of nothing and be able to do so, on that day, we will truly equal God. Albert Einstein said that imagination is more powerful than knowledge. Once upon a time we used to just imagine watching birds fly that we wish we could also fly, but today we are really able to fly. So I believe everything can be possible. I hope you liked this information. What do you think about this? Please give your opinion. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and share it. Thanks for watching this video.